Welcome back, fans, to Royally Quacked. I'm Royal, and he's quacked.
Yep, for sure.
How's it going, Cody?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Just okay.
Wasn't happy with last night's results.
Understandable. Now you know how I felt for the last few years.
Yeah, I get you on that one. It's
Yep.
it's it's been a tough haul for you guys. It really
Yeah,
has. So
it really has. So, the trade deadline's coming up.
yes, sir. Bunch of news and rumors swirling
Very.
about all sorts of different crazy things that might happen.
It's just crazy to see everything that's going to happen.
Yeah. It
It's just I love the trade deadline. It's a love hate, but a lot of news. We'll be definitely busy this next week with trade news and everything.
true.
Are the Ducks selling? Are they buying? If anything, if they do buy, it should be buying future stuff. That's going to help us for the future. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Not a dump salary. I don't think they'd need to dump salary though.
no. Well,
The Kings could.
if we dump salary, we'll be under the floor. That's not good.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're well above the floor.
That's for
So,
sure.
um, anyways, where do we want to start today, son?
Well, you can start with Kings news.
Okay. Well, this is a little old. Dowdy was out day to day. He got injured after, I believe, the Vegas game. He did not play against Vancouver. But good news, he's already back and he played in Dallas. Not that it helped. And we did make a minor league trade. We traded Tyler Madden, Ontario Reign, to the Wild for defenseman Joseph Sissoni. For the Reign, that's to shore up their depleted blue line because they're in first place.
Wow.
They're in first place in the Pacific Division. I'm totally shocked about that. And I am wearing my Reign hat. I mean, you've got to support the first place team, right? Anyways, now on to a rumor. I mean, there's a few rumors. One is Brock Besser on the Kings' radar. That's a possibility. Maybe not. Maybe not this season. But it seems like Vancouver's selling.
Well, I think they offered him a 5-year extension, and he wants more than a 5-year extension. So,
Well, he's a goal scorer, so I mean, God, we could use him. That's for sure.
oh yeah. I've also heard the rumor between the Kings and maybe Rantanen as well.
If it, No, I hope it's not as a rental, and that we give too
Well,
much away.
well, I think Did we put that? Did I put that on the notes? But Elliot Friedman was saying that if Carolina can't sign Rantanen to an extension, they'll either just use him as their own rental, or they can trade him off to someone else and hopefully get back some assets back from the Rantanen trade from Colorado.
Yeah,
And he's already at like 4 million, and if someone retains another half, you can probably get him for like $2.5 million.
yeah,
And
I know, but it isn't the money that would. I mean, that would make that attractive. But
yeah,
what would you have to trade?
yeah, that's the
I
thing.
mean, you're going to trade a Byfield for that. Are you gonna?
So would you trade Byfield for Rantanen if Rantanen was going to sign an 8-year extension with the Kings? Would you do that?
God, that's a hard. Maybe.
Because like if
I mean, Ranton is a proven asset.
because I would probably in a heartbeat trade Zegras or McTavish for Rantanen if Rantanen was going to sign an 8-year deal.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, because I'm going to skip my next one in the notes because that isn't a rumor. I'll go to my next rumor, which brings up: are the Kings considering trading Byfield to upgrade their offense, as Yard Barker reports?
Ooh. Yard Barker? I never heard of Yard Barker. That's different.
Yeah, I was playing around yesterday morning, looking for any kind of Kings news, and I ended up finding that. And the other thing I found, which is another rumor, is about Brant Clark. But instead of a rumor, here's my question to you fans: trade him or keep him?
Depends on what you get back.
Yeah, but you got a young defenseman that's gonna be possibly a Norris Trophy guy. Possibly.
Is he left shot or right shot?
He's a right shot.
Okay.
And right shots, Norris Trophy guys are rare. It's always left-handed guys are, right?
Well, no, just right-handed defensemen in general
Yeah.
are rare.
That's why, of the question. And the last bit of my Kings news is good news. Liam Greentree has already reached 100 points in the OHL. I mean, he seems to be on the fast track. I'm thinking he's going to be definitely in Ontario next year and probably in the Kings in 2027. He'll be on playing for the Kings 2027.
You don't think he'll be playing for the Kings next season?
It could be. It's a big jump from the OHL to the NHL. I mean,
True.
I could see maybe he would go to the OHL, and if he plays like he's playing in the AHL, if he's playing there like he is in the OHL, I could see a call up, and I don't know if he'd start there. But then again, I mean, look at Gauthier. He hasn't played AHL, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he has maybe a game, I mean, he's been in the AHL from the start.
Yeah, but he was also college and older.
I know he's older, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen a 17, 18-year-old come in and play right away?
Yeah, true.
I mean, look at David McDavid. McDavid came in and was just.
Well, okay. First of all, that should not be a good example. Just saying.
You don't think so?
No,
but he's
McDavid's a generational talent. Liam Greentree is a good first-round player, but he's not going to be no Connor McDavid.
Well, is anybody ever going to be a Connor McDavid?
Yes. I don't know.
I mean, they're all different.
Yeah.
McDavid is definitely not just a general. He's a freak.
He's super freaky.
Yeah.
All right. So is that it for Kings news?
That is it for Kings news.
All right. So we will move on to Ducks news. Boop. All right. The Ducks have acquired Ville Husso from the Detroit in exchange for, and this breaks my heart, for future considerations. It breaks my heart to lose that.
Oh, a bag of pucks.
A bag of pucks. Maybe we pay for their soda and their vending machines for the rest of the season. I'm just pulling stuff out of Moneyball now. And he will report to the San Diego Gulls in the AHL. But here's the thing: the Gulls win their 7th game in a row, and Ville Husso is the first player or goalie in Gulls history to get a shutout in his debut game with the team. So far that trade is looking really good right now.
Well,
So,
he does have NHL experience already. So
yeah. So the reason why the Ducks acquired Ville Husso was because Kelly Klang went down with a long term injury. So right now it would be Ville Husso and Oscar Dansk being the goalie duo in San Diego. Because now Gibson is back again because they already set Dansk back down. So there's pros and cons to this trade, pretty much. Pros is we get a good goalie for the AHL because obviously the goals have been bad this season, and it'll give him a good goalie to have for the rest of the season because he's a UFA at the end of the year, anyways. Since Kelly Kling got injured and everything, the con is we helped Detroit get more cap off their salary cap because I think Husso's making. Let's see if I can find it on cap wages. It doesn't say on cap wages, of course. But Billy Husso is making 3.6 million this season. Sorry, yeah, 3.6. So the Ducks are taking on what about a million or so of it because it's like the last 20 games, so it's like prorated and everything. So the Ducks should have gotten something in return also for taking cap as well. Because if you think about it, you really could have gone after any AHL goalie or to fill in for Cali Kling for the rest of the season. But no, you go for someone that is an NHL caliber goalie who has a higher cap hit and everything. So I don't know how I feel about that. But other than the cap, it's a great trade. All right, yeah. Next bit of news. Ducks forward, and here's sad news because I'm pissed off about this one a little bit. Ducks forward Trevor Zegras gets suspended for 3 games for interference against Red Wings forward Michael Rasmussen. Rasmussen. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna deny it. He deserved the suspension. Not gonna deny it was a late hit to the head. Hit to the head, deserve the suspension. I'm not doubting that. That's not why I'm mad. The mad is because tonight I'm going to the Ducks game. And he got a 3-game suspension. And tonight's the 3rd game.
I'm playing my violin for you right now.
I got a hand gesture for you too, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, that's a better way to say it. Probably you won't get in trouble for that like I did.
Yeah.
How many podcasts ago?
Seriously. I got definitely a good hand gesture for you. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm pissed. It's because I would love to see Zegras play.
Yeah,
That's it.
because
he was injured when we went, I believe, right? When we went, he didn't play, right?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. He's healthy. He's looking good. He's playing well. Bam, suspension.
I mean, if anybody's gonna make a highlight reel play on the Ducks, it's probably gonna be Zegras.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else. I mean, not that they're not great players, but he has flair.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And people like flair.
Yeah. No, I agreed. Thought I had something. Oh, here it is. Next bit news. Elliot Friedman speculates that a team like the Ducks might consider making a significant move to acquire Mikko Rantanen. So here's what he said. If Rantanen does go to the trade market, I wonder if a non-contender that wanted him for the future would get involved. There would have been would have to be permission to talk and acknowledge he would sign. This is purely in my head, but a team like Anaheim, which wants to make another step, and they took big swings last summer, trying to get for Marchessault and Stamkos, that might also improve Carolina's return. But again, this is all speculative. The goal is to keep Rantanen for Carolina. So, because the Ducks do have probably, out of most teams, have the better trade package to help what Carolina lost with the Natchez and Drury trade in Rantanen.
You guys definitely have a pretty good prospect pool. So.
Yeah, so we can do that. Gibson for Rantanen. Boom, done. Just kidding. All right.
I think they'd want more than Gibson.
I know. I'm just kidding. Here's another one. I forgot where I got this from. I should have wrote it down. But the Ducks, Sabres, Hurricanes, Blackhawks, and Devils could be potential spots for Jordan Kyrou from the Blues. I would love to see a Jordan Kyrou on the Ducks.
He's a player.
Yeah. So, and the last bit of news. Sorry. The Anaheim Ducks are 24-0-3 when scoring 3 or more goals in a game. You heard that right. 24 wins, 0 losses in regulation, and 3 overtime losses when they score 3 or more goals.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
quite
a pretty good record.
Yeah. It just tells you how bad our scoring is.
Yeah, but most teams, if they score more goals, probably have a better record. I mean, if they can score the goals. But, a lot of teams are struggling scoring. The Kings struggle scoring. Even Dallas struggles scoring. Even I think Dallas has better offense than either the Ducks or the Kings do.
Yeah.
But they also have, right now, the better defense.
True.
So.
All right, let's move on to league news. You want to get it started?
Sure. The Penguins' Michael Bunting is out indefinitely after having an appendectomy. So he'll probably be out a minimum of 2-3 weeks, I would bet.
Probably 2 to 4, maybe.
Well, yeah, you got to be careful because you don't want your stitches open, and
True.
It needs to really bind because of all the contact you might have. So
very true. All right, next bit news. Avalanche's Valeri Nichushkin, out since December 31st, is set to return. So
that'll help. That'll help Colorado.
Oh, big time. It would definitely help Colorado.
Yeah, because they've been struggling with injuries, and I don't know if this is even in the news. I actually heard that Landeskog may be done
permanently.
Yeah,
that's sad.
That was just a general rumor, and I didn't want to put it in the notes till I got more verification. But just that's a possibility, people. I'm not saying it's true, but a possibility because he has been out for a long time.
Yeah,
and missing him is a key. He was the captain, right?
Yes, he was the captain.
Yeah. So, the next bit of news is Joel Eriksson Ek suffered a lower body injury in practice on Monday and was placed on injured reserve Tuesday.
That's the Wild, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's a big time player for them.
Because I think there's rumors because of him going on injured reserve that the Wild are now looking for someone to put in his spot during the trade deadline.
Well, I've already heard they're looking at Gustav Nyquist. They're working on a trade right now. Gustav
Okay.
Nyquist was healthy scratched already for today's game
Oh,
for the Predators, so because of this trade speculation. So
okay.
we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Yep. Commissioner Gary Bettman cuts ban of Wild's Ryan Hartman from 10 games to 8. Yeah, so it's very rare you see Gary Bettman reduce a ban like that. Very
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
But I
That's
think
true.
they thought him going from 3 games to 10 was a little too harsh. So that's why
He backed it off
he
just a
backed
bit.
it backed it off a little bit, and he was still hoping that Hartman would learn his lesson still with the 8 games.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Seth Jones' future with the Chicago Blackhawks is a topic of growing interest in the NHL rumor mill. Now, what are you telling your superstar if you start getting rid of players that are helping the team, not
Well,
hurting the team?
he wants to be traded.
I know, but what are you telling Connor Bedard?
Yeah, but here's also the thing. Do you want to keep someone? I want to say he's talked to the media 2 or 3 times now, requesting just telling them he pretty much saying he wants out. He wants to win.
Well,
I've
everybody wants to win.
I've heard Dallas. I heard he wouldn't mind. He said he would like to go back to Columbus. God, can you imagine Columbus having Seth Jones and Rowinski on the same pair? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but do you really yes, you want to have stars around your, generational talent like Bedard, but here's the thing: do you also want to have someone that could be a cancer, that's a negative asset?
Yeah. Well, that's the other side of the coin.
Yeah,
absolutely. But then again, we already know that Connor Bedard has said he's frustrated.
Yeah. He's having the sophomore slump. I'd say.
Well, and they're just not any better.
No, they're not.
And they tried, but they didn't get any better. And that's frustrating when you're, I mean, everybody wants to win. Unfortunately, only one team wins every year, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty special when you do. So.
Yeah. And then next one, Kirby Dach will unfortunately miss the rest of the season due to a right knee injury. I mean, this guy just can't stay healthy. I believe he got hurt at the beginning of last season and missed pretty much the whole season or the whole season.
He's with Montreal, right?
Yes, he's with Montreal now.
Because he was a 3rd round pick for the Blackhawks.
Third overall pick.
Yeah, a 3rd overall pick. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, per Ryden Kennedy, the NHL is considering making teams wear white jerseys at home. The last time the NHL had white jerseys at home was back in 2003. They made the change in 2003-2004 season. Wow.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, pretty much in high school basketball when I was doing it, they were supposed to be wearing their white jerseys. Not everybody did, but and that was supposed to get reported. So, anyways,
okay.
I don't know.
Now, I sent this question to the Jeff Merrick show. Hopefully, they answer it. We saw 4 Nations. Everyone watched it. Tell me, it did not look sweet having red versus blue, the red jerseys versus blue jerseys, or even Canada, Sweden, red versus yellow. Why? And it was under NHL rules. Why can't teams both wear whatever jersey they want as long as it's not gonna, look too close, too similar?
You have to have contrast between the team. I totally. You know what? we're visual people. Most people, I mean, we watch a lot of movies, TV. We're on our phones. We want visual, and I
Yeah.
have no problem with that not happening.
I mean, tell me this would not look amazing. The Ducks full orange home versus the Kings full black going
I think
against each other.
I think
Oh,
it would.
that would look so
Oh,
sweet.
yeah, would. I totally agree.
Like because I was just thinking like um what was it like like when you go against like the Flyers, yes, both teams can't wear their orange, duh, but tell me like Red Wings red versus Toronto blue would not look sweet. It's, mom even commented on the Instagram live. I don't like white jerseys. They should have their colors unless they match. So thank you, mom. I appreciate that. I agree. I tell me like even when the Ducks had this jersey, this versus other team, like the Ducks could literally almost wear this for all 82 games because no one else had this kind of color.
I bought mom a white van, and that's when I found out mom didn't like white cars.
Yeah, but I just tell me that would not sound look so amazing. Like, say the Rangers come to town, you got the Rangers blue versus the LA Kings all black. That would look so cool on the ice too. Like tonight, obviously you can't have the Ducks wearing their full orange and Chicago wearing their red because it's too close. Obviously,
Well,
and then just
I do actually like their white jersey though. I do like
the
their white jersey.
Blackhawks.
No,
Oh, the Ducks.
the Ducks. I like
No,
their white
agreed.
jersey.
The
I mean,
so here's the only thing I would change on the away uniform is get rid of the orange yolk. The egg yolk is what they call it, and make it like a full white, and then have the orange helmet. That's the only thing I would change. And then for the home jersey, everyone's saying it's too the home kit. It's too much orange. I mean, I like it. I'm used to it now. But here's the thing. Those are things that you can make minor changes on. You can easily change the socks. You can change to black pants if you really want to change. So if it's too much orange, you can always change the colors, the shorts to black, and then you got more contrast, not just a full orange.
yeah, you know what? I like it when they do the third jerseys. I mean,
Yeah,
because the Kings had that gray, and that was fun.
I mean the one that's right behind you.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I did like the Kings silver or gray ones that they had. So, but I'm just saying, I don't mind them going to the white at home. But if here's the thing: if both teams have different contrast of colors, just let them both wear their home kit or their dark kit. I think that would look so much nicer and everything like that.
I mean,
So that's my opinion.
it would be visually pleasing
Visually,
on
would.
TV to see the colors. I totally agree with
I
you.
mean, just look at the background
I
right
mean,
here behind
the,
us. No, I mean the orange, black going against each other.
yeah,
Boom.
there you go. The only way I would like that is if they could implore more color into that white. It might be mostly white, but more color into it of the
Yeah,
other colors. That would be the only way I could go for that, because of just white jersey, it's boring.
like the Ducks original, like white was like perfect for that.
I mean,
Colorful, the white, the original Mighty Duck white one.
I love vanilla ice cream, but I like it a lot better with caramel on it.
All right, let's. I think
You want to
we
move on?
yes.
Is it me or you this time?
I believe it's me. The Hurricanes and forward Taylor Hall are working towards a contract extension. Nothing is imminent, but there's a deal to be made and looking like it'll get worked out.
Nice to Taylor Hall could find a home.
Yeah.
He's been kind of a nomad here lately.
And then Papa also commented on the Instagram live. I don't like the white. I like red. Well, not all teams have red in it, but yeah, I agree. Like those some whites, some people do have nice white kits. Like like Chicago. I think Chicago is a good white kit.
Is Papa watching us live? Hi,
Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah. They're watching. Mom and Papa are watching us on Instagram live right now.
Oh, awesome. Well, Papa's favorite color is red.
Yes,
His car.
I could tell.
Or I should say,
No.
it's Grandma's car now.
Oh.
But
all right, let's.
Papa's taking ownership of it.
Speaking of red, we got a red
let's
team.
Let's go to the Red Wings. The Red Wings are facing an unfortunate setback as they have lost forward Andrew Kopp for the rest of the 2024-25 season. He underwent successful pectoral tendon surgery. That sounds painful.
Yes.
Oh,
very.
So, yeah, he's another one of those guys you rather have him on your team than play against him.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, not all these guys are superstars, but you know what? You don't win without everybody. Everybody on that team, except for in Cody's case, the traffic cone.
Mom liked the transition from Papa's favorite color being red to the Red Wings news.
Well, that was a good segue, son.
Thank you.
Very good.
I'll have to try to get better at that. All right. We want to go into games now?
We can go into games.
All right. You want to do back and forth again or just all at once?
Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
We both have 4 games.
Okay.
So why don't you go first?
Okay.
Because I think you finished first.
Okay.
Because your game, other than the Saturday, the 22nd game, my games are a day later than yours after that. So you go first.
Oh, something started playing on my thing. I don't even know what started. All right.
I didn't hear anything. So
no, it was just on my computer. That's why. The Ducks were started in Boston. So Boston, was very busy the last few days before this game because they had the Four Nations Championship in Boston, and the Ducks play in Boston right away after that. They played on February 22nd in Boston. Trevor Zegras got the scoring started for the Anaheim Ducks, netting his 7th goal of the season, and you had an assist from Lacombe and Carlson to make it 1-0 Anaheim at the 17:27 mark. It was just a beautiful, nice little wrist shot from Trevor Zegras. Yeah, like I said, he's been playing very well. It was just a 2-on-1 pretty much. Lacombe and Zegras were coming down the 2-on-1. Zegras passed it over to Lacombe, and then Lacombe passed it right back, and he netted it right in. And then Frankie says on Facebook, "What's going on, boys? What's
hey,
up, Frankie?
How's it going? Should we say go Yankees?"
And then he said something, but I don't think I'm allowed to put that on the stream. He said, let's just say something Canada.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
And then, but I appreciate it. That was funny, Frank. Frank Petrano gets the 2nd goal of the game, his 17th of the season. Assist from Gudis and Lacombe make it 2-0 Anaheim. He scored at the 9:22 mark on a tip-in shot. This, I believe, was this was just a beautiful play by beautiful shot pass by Gudis. Oh yeah. He says that all right, here you go. There you go, Frankie. I put it up there for you. He says I can put it up there because it's blocked off. I know. So
I'm going to leave that one alone.
But Gudis had a nice little shot pass to a wide open Frank Vetrano, and he just pretty much just had to tip it right in. So great play. So it's 2-0 Anaheim after one. Then we move to, and then he says, I love how Pop said, "Go Yankees."
Well, that was just for you, Frankie, because we're
Yeah.
Angel fans.
And then he also says, "Come to the evil empire, Gary." No, we like our injured Angels, apparently.
Cody played 2 years for a Yankee team, and they won both years, the league. So my wife hated it because she's not a Yankee fan. Sorry, Frankie.
Yeah. But in the second period, Elias Lindholm got his 11th of the season on the power play to make it 2-1 on a snapshot. So we're 2-1 going into the third period. Morgan Geekie gets a late goal to make it his 18th of the year to tie it up 2-2. The only issue I had with this goal was I still feel like it was goalie interference. But they reviewed it and everything, and here's Frankie. I've been trying to recruit Cody. and Mom says, "Go Angels." So we go into overtime, and we got our normal overtime hero, the Swedish man himself, Leo Carlson, gets his 10th of the year in overtime with assists from Dumoulin and Terry to win it 3-2 Ducks in Boston. Yep. The shots we had, let's see, the Ducks had 17 shots on goal in the first period alone, but they only had 7 and 2 the last 2 periods. And then they had 3 in overtime. So the shots were 30-29 in favor of Boston. The faceoff percentage, let's just say the Ducks, or it was not even close. Let's put it that way. The Ducks were 0 for 1 on the power play. The Boston was 1 for 4. The Ducks got out hit 25-16. The Ducks did win in the block shot department 19-12. The next time the Ducks play Boston will be in Anaheim on March 26th. And your 3 stars of the game, you got Frank Vetrano with 1 goal, 1 point. Morgan Geekie is the second star with 1 goal, 1 point. And the number 1 was also the guy that scored the game winner. He had 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. Leo Carlson.
Awesome.
Yep. It was a good way to start the comeback after the Four Nations break.
Yeah. So then the Kings' first game after Four Nations was at home against the Utah. No, it's probably going to be the Utah Mammoth, I think. What do you think, Cody?
I like Mammoth.
Frankie,
what do you want? Who should the Utah pick for their team name? Mammoth, or keep the Utah Hockey Club, or the Outlaws? What do you think? I want to hear what you think, Frankie.
What about Mom? I think Mom's going to go with Mammoth.
Yeah, I think Mom said Mammoth already.
Papa's going to go probably Mammoth too, I would think. So
I still got to find that tweet.
What tweet?
All right, keep going.
Okay, so just like every other team, the Kings have a guy who just plays well against them. So the scoring started off with Barrett Hayton getting his 13th on the power play from Schmaltz and Gunther on a tip-in at the 7:54 mark to put Utah up 1-0. Then, just not even a minute later, Drew Doughty gets his first from Kevin Fiala, his 15th, and Joel Edmondson, his 8th, on a slap shot to tie the score. And that's at the end of one. It's 1-1, Kings and Utah Hockey Club. In the second period, who starts off the scoring? Barrett Hayton gets his 14th on the power play from Schmaltz's 32nd and Keller his 41st. He's an underrated player, Clayton Keller. I mean,
Oh yeah.
great player for Utah. And that was on a wrist shot at the 550 mark. But up and coming Kevin Fiala has been playing awesome since Four Nations. He gets his 22nd on the power play, which that's a rarity with the Kings to get a power play goal. From Kopitar his 33rd assist and Doughty his second on a slap shot to tie the game at the 7:59 mark. Then Alex Laferriere gets his 15th from Doughty, his third, and Edmondson, his ninth, to put the Kings up 3-2 on a backhanded shot at the 16:10 mark of the second period. So after two periods, it's the Kings 3 and Utah Hockey Club 2. Then in the third period, the Silver Stick guy, Trevor Lewis, gets his fourth from Spence, his 15th, and Deneau his 24th at the 9:41 mark on a backhanded shot to put the Kings up 4-2. But not probably the King Killer, Barrett Hayden, gets the hat trick, his 15th from Carconi? How do I say that? Carconi?
I don't know. I gotta pull
His
it
eighth,
up.
and Dursey is third. Ex-King, Sean Dursey is third at the 11-minute mark on a wrist shot. So now it's 4-3. And that's where the game started getting a little scary until Mikey Anderson gets another empty netter. I mean, who'd have thought, defensemen don't get all that many empty netters, but Mikey's, I think it's his second or third one. Was his sixth goal from Philip Deneau, his 25th assist on a wrist shot at the 18:30 mark. So the final score ended up being the Kings 5, the Utah Hockey Club 3. Let's go to the stats. Shots on goal, actually Utah 28, Kings 26. And not often do the Kings get dominated in the faceoff circle, but they did in this game, 58% to 42. And then on the power play, Utah was 2 for 2, and the Kings were 1 for 2. As far as hits, the Kings out hit them 24-20. They out did on block shots, the Kings 23, Utah 20. Giveaways, this is where the Kings won the game. 23 for Utah, only 13 for the Kings. And then on the takeaways, it was Utah 3, the Kings 1. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. I'm sure you know there's a Utah guy in there because he had a hat trick, right? But the 3rd star was Kevin Fiala with a goal and assist. The 2nd star was Brett Hayden with 3 goals. And the 1st star was future Hall of Fame defender Drew Doughty with a goal and 2 assists.
Mom says Mammoth.
I thought so. Let's go on to your next game, Cody.
All right. Next game, the Ducks had a back-to-back to start from the break. The Ducks go to Detroit. That's a weird back-to-back. Boston to Detroit. But let's just say this game did not start good at all for the Ducks. Marco Kasper gets the scoring started, gets his 10th of the year. Lucas Raymond with his 40th assist of the year. It was a deflected shot. Detroit takes the lead at the 3:11 mark. And then about a minute and 18 seconds later, they get a power play. Actually, the Ducks take 2 power plays. Literally 2 power plays at the same time. I believe it was... Yeah, Lundestrom got a tripping against Tarasenko, and then they called Brian Dumoulin for tripping on Soderblom at the same time. So probably the number one. I think they're the number one power play in the league. You give them a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. What do you think is going to happen? But Detroit gets the scoring started pretty much 8 seconds in. They get Alex DeBrincat gets his 26th of the year on the power play with assists from Larkin and Patrick Kane on a wrist shot at the 4:29 mark. So it's 2-0 Detroit. But it's okay. Psych, it's not. At the 5:06 mark, Patrick Kane gets his 13th of the season on the power play from assists from Sider and Raymond. So it's 3-0 just after 5 minutes into the first period. Yeah, like I said, did not start good. Anyways, but it's okay. Ryan Strome is here to save the day. He gets his 8th of the season from Terry and Vetrano. So now it's 3-1 after 1, and his goal was at the 8:24 mark. So we had 4 goals all within the first 10 minutes of that game. And then the second period, Michael Rasmussen gets his 9th goal of the season on the power play, assist from Comfort and Gustafson, and on a deflected shot. So it's 4-1 Detroit in the second period at the 2:14 mark. At this point, a lot of people would have just turned off their TV and thrown something at their TV. But Cutter Gauthier got his 10th of the season to make it 4-2 Detroit on a deflected shot. I don't even think he even knew he deflected that thing in. But assist for Lacombe and McTavish. So now it's 4-2 going into the third period, and the Ducks do not do good being down like that. But Olin Zellweger at the 17:44 mark on a slap shot gets his 5th of the season assist from Carlson and Fabry to make it 4-3 Detroit. And then with the extra man, with the extra man, Cutter Gauthier gets his 11th of the season and 2nd of the game to tie it up 4-4 at the 19:07 mark on a backhand shot. That thing was just a beauty. Oh my God, that was a beautiful shot. So now we go into overtime. And the Ducks had their chances in overtime. They had actually 0 shots in overtime. Never mind. I thought they had some chances. Or I think they had chances, just none of them were on net. But Patrick Kane gets a nice little breakaway and just wrists it right past Dostal. Oops, did not mean to do that again. Sorry. So he wins in overtime for Detroit at the 4-minute mark. So Detroit wins 5-4 in overtime. The stats we got: 36-28 for shots in favor of Detroit. Faceoff percentage was a lot better than last game, but still not good. It was 54 to 46. The penalty kill, bad. Bad. I mean, bad. 3 out of 4 for Detroit. Bad. Got nightmares from that. And the Ducks for 0 for 1 on the power play. What?
I'm sorry.
Just the way I did it and everything.
You know, it's a good thing Milo wasn't in the room with you because he thought he would be a bad dog.
Oh, he is.
Bad.
The Ducks did out-hit Detroit 37-28. Block shots were even. Giveaways 18-16 in favor of Detroit. This concludes the season series with Detroit. Each team won 1 game, so season series tied. So now, 3 stars of the game. You had Lucas Raymond as the 3rd star. He had 2 assists for 2 points. Cutter Gauthier was the number 2 star with 2 goals and 2 points. And Patrick Kane, duck killer probably one of the biggest duck killers of all time. He had 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points, so he is the number 1 star. And I agree, Papa, on the Instagram live stream. Go Ducks. So that is it for the Ducks Red Wings game.
All right, so we're gonna go to the 24th and the Golden Knights at crypto.com. And Vegas just seems to always be better than us. So it's nice when we can at least compete with them. But let's go straight to the scoring. Trevor Moore on the power play gets his 9th from Byfield, his 19th, and Spence his 16th on a tip in at the 10:30 mark to put the Kings up 1-0. And that was the end of the first period. So let's go to the second period. Ex-King defenseman Braden McNabb gets his 4th from Hurdle, his 22nd, and Korsak, his 5th, at the 10:26 mark on a wrist shot to tie the game. Then probably one of the biggest King killers for Vegas, Mark Stone, gets his 15th from Hannafin, his 18th, and Howden, his 10th, at the 16:41 mark on a tip-in to put Vegas up 2-1 going into the third period. And unlike most games, the Kings came to play. Trevor Moore gets his 2nd from Fogle, his 15th, and Kemper, his first assist of the season. Congratulations, Darcy. You got your first goal to tie the score 2-2, 42 seconds into the third period on a wrist shot. Then Warren Fogle got his 15th from Byfield, his 20th, at the 8:31 mark on a backhanded shot to put the Kings up 3-2. And I was listening to this game. This was a fun game. At least it was for me. Joel Edmondson got his 5th from Kempe, his 22nd, and Byfield his 21st on a slap shot at the 15:28 mark to put the Kings up 4-2. To finish off the game, Kevin Fiala on a backhanded shot scores his 23rd from Kempe, his 23rd, and Byfield his 22nd at the 17:41 mark to finalize the game. Kings beat the Vegas Golden Knights 5-2 with a dominant third period. Let's go to the score, to the stats. They got 5 goals on only 19 shots, people. I mean, they got outshot by Vegas 23-19. They barely
wait. Say that one more time, but be very excited when you say that.
What?
The shots.
23 for Vegas, 19 for the Kings.
No. Just say the numbers.
23-19. Didn't even catch that, Cody.
Oh, I catch it almost every time I hear it. All right, you can continue. I just wanted to have fun with that one.
So if I'm 12, how old are you?
This many.
Okay, so on the face-off circle, the Kings squeaked that one out 51-49. The Kings were 1 for 3 on the power play, and Vegas was 0 for 2. Wow. We actually beat somebody at the power play. Hits, Vegas out hit us 23-17. Block shots, we got them 19-15. Giveaways, they had 12, we had 10. And takeaways were even at a 3. 3 stars of the game. Can you guess who those are?
Mom says, me too, every time on 23-19.
I don't know. How many times has that been on the podcast? More than a couple of times now.
Because we are Disney nerds.
We are. That's true. I do not agree with the 3 stars of the game, even though they're all Kings. I agree that third star Warren Fogle had a goal and assist for 2 points. And I know it wasn't a trade, but it was like a trade because we signed him and they signed Victor Arvidsson. We won that trade. I think Fogle was been a great pickup for the Kings.
Yeah.
The
People wanted Blake's head for that too.
well, I loved Victor Arvidsson. Don't get me wrong, a great guy, great player, but had been the last 2 seasons just so injury prone that it's stymied his stats. It stymied him helping the King play better. It's better to have someone that can play. And
Yeah.
he's getting older, and he wanted more money. We got Fogle for less money, and he's winning that. I mean, I call it a trade, but we won that trade. They had Quentin Byfield as the number 2 star with 4 assists for 4 points, and Trevor Moore, the number 1 star, with 2 goals and 2 points. I would have switched Moore and Byfield. 4 points are better than 2 points, even though that's not any goals. But who do you think when you score a goal? The guy who got you the puck, or in basketball got you the ball, or even in soccer, the guy who passed that one when you shot it in. So those are the 3 stars of the game. On to your next game, Cody.
Our next game, the Ducks go to the Buffalo Sabres. This was the complete opposite of the last game. The Ducks start off really strong. They get not 1, but 2 power play goals. That's right. Mason McTavish gets his 14th of the year on the power play with assists from Jackson Lacombe and Troy Terry. It's 1-0 at the 3:05 mark on a slap shot from Mason McTavish. So it's 1-0 after 1. And here's the second power play goal. Leo Carlson gets his 11th of the year with assists from Michikov and Lundestrom to make it 2-0 at the 4:58 mark on a slap shot from Carlson. So it's 2-0 going into the third period. Great news, right? Nope. JJ Paterka gets his 16th of the year to make it 2-1 Anaheim at the 1:56 mark. Then at the 5:34 mark, Alex Tuck gets on a nice, it was a wraparound. He literally got his own rebound and tapped it in. So I don't really know if that's really a tip in, but he gets his 20th of the season at the 5:34 mark. So now we're tied 2-2. And then at the 9:31 mark, Henry Yokoharu got his 3rd of the year to make it 3-2 Buffalo, and the Ducks fall, give up all 3 goals in the third, and the Ducks lose this one 3-2. Shots on goal was not even close. 37-18. Face-off percentage 56, or I say 57-43. The Ducks are 2 for 4 on the power play. That's probably the only good news about this game. And then and the penalty kill was for us was 3 for 3. So we killed all 3 penalties. So good news for that too. The Ducks got out hit 33-26, but we did win the block shots 18-11. Buffalo won the season series between these 2 teams, winning both games 3-2. So let's go to the 3 stars. The 3rd star, Alex Tuck, with 1 goal and 1 point, was the number 3 star. Henry Yokoharu got with a 1 goal, 1 point for the 2nd star, and then Dylan Cousins with 3 assists. He's building up his trade right now, trade value. He had 3 assists for 3 points as the number 1 star.
Wow.
Yep.
So back to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the Vancouver Kings game.
Wow,
So
you got to say that better. I mean, the Canucks versus Kings game. Because it sounded like you said the Vancouver Kings game. Like the Kings are from Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, they might as well be. They own us.
We had no issue with them.
Yeah, you're welcome. You got to win on that because of me.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Okay. First period, of course. Niels Hoglander scores his fifth from Derek Forbert, ex-King defenseman. His sixth assist on a wrist shot at the 9:56 mark. And after one period, the Kings are losing 1-0. Then in the second period, Connor Garland on the power play gets his 15th from Cheadle,
Heedle.
his 12th. Josh
Heedle.
Keetle.
Just Heedle.
Oh, it's H?
Yes. Heedle. There you go. Atta girl.
I saw a strange woman sitting. She's sitting right next to the.
We have a
pond.
ghost amongst us.
And his 12th and Dakota Joshua his third to put Vancouver up 2-0 on a wrist shot at the 13:07 mark. So after two periods, shut up.
No, it's what Christina said.
What did she say?
She's like, "Am I still visible?" Oh shit.
Okay, that's our one bad
mom.
word.
Mom says behave. I don't know.
That's for you, not me.
That's for you.
I
I'm the number one child. I always behave. I even have a sweater that says favorite child. So she's talking to you.
Okay. He's out of the inheritance, honey.
Yeah, Mom says Gary. Ha. Okay, continue.
Okay. So in the third period, we go in with Vancouver leading 2-0, and Adrian Kempe gets his 26th from Gavrikov his 17th, and Byfield his 23rd on a snapshot at the 1916 mark to put the Kings just a goal behind 2-1. Then at the 14:01 mark, Warren Foegele gets his 16th from Jordan Spence, his 17th, and Moverari his 5th to tie the game 2-2. And the game, or the third period, ends with a 2-2 score, so we go to overtime. And who else but Connor Garland gets his 16th from Quinn Hughes, his 46th, and Heedle, his 13th. At the 4:26 mark on a wrist shot. So Vancouver wins the game 3-2 in overtime. The only good thing about the game is we got a point.
Yay.
I mean, we basically got lucky to get back in the game. But here's the funny thing. You know, they had 17 shots, scored 5 goals. They had 26 shots and only had 2 goals.
Yeah.
Vancouver only had 17. And again, we won the faceoff 51 to 49%.
That's not barely of a difference there.
But here's the growing trend. It's the third game in a row where somebody scored a power play goal against us. We were the number one power play team. Dallas has overtaken us. I don't know. We're probably third or fourth somewhere now. But we gave up another power play goal. They were 1 for 2. We were 0 for 4. We definitely, one thing we need to do is fix our power play. I think we need to fire Brown and let Hillard do the head coaching and the power play.
You can keep Noel Brown. It's okay.
No, he's going to go back to the Ducks and make you.
Oh no! We already no. There's a rule that we have. We don't rehire horrible coaches anymore.
No, we just take your bad coaches from you. Thank you very much.
That's fine.
Vancouver had 28 hits. The Kings 27. They had Vancouver 17 blocks. Kings 10 giveaways. 23 for Vancouver, only 17 for us. Takeaways, they had 8, but we only had 2. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Warren Foegele, the third star with 1 goal and 1 point. Adrian Kempe was the second star with 1 goal and 1 point. And the first star of the game, which was well deserved, is 2 goals and 2 points by Connor Garland. On to your next game, Cody.
All right. Last game of the week was on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. The Ducks come back home and they host the Vancouver Canucks. Again, there's a trend here. The Ducks either start really good or really bad. It seems like there's no in between anymore. In the first period, Tyler Myers looks like he was gonna have like 8 points this game the way he was playing. Tyler Myers gets his 4th of the season to make it 1-0 on a slap shot. I mean, he just had a breakaway and he just got to the faceoff dot and just slapped it right in. So it's 1-0 at the 3:17 mark, and then Suter got his 15th of the season to make it 2-0 Vancouver at the 16:52 mark on a little poke shot. Apparently, is what it's called. So now it's 2-0 after 1 in favor of Vancouver. The second period is where the Ducks turned it around. Frank Vatrano got his 18th of the season, assists from Strome and Terry at the 5:27 mark with a wrist shot from Vatrano. This was just a sweet play all around, and I just love Vatrano's celebration. He just turned and looked at the crowd and just look at me. I scored. I just love the celebration. I was pumped after that. And then at the 9:09 mark, Cutter Goody gets his 12th of the season with assists from Isaac Lundestrom. So now we're tied 2-2 on a snapshot from Cutter Godier. And then at the 18:41 mark, Ryan Strome scores on a beauty of a wrist shot with assists from McTavish and Terry to make it 3-2 Anaheim. So now it's 3-2 after 2, and then we go into the third period. Normally, this is where the Ducks give the game away, but not tonight. Jackson Lacombe at the 15:46 mark gets his 10th of the season on a wrist shot with assist from Mason McTavish with his 17th. And then Vancouver pulls Artos. Why am I blanking on his name? The goalie's name.
Sos?
I just had it and I blanked. But they pulled the goalie, and then Troy Terry gets his 17th of the season on an empty netter. Assist from Strome and Lundestrom. Sheloffs. That's what it is. Sheloffs? Isn't it Sheloffs? Something like that. But yeah, so Terry gets his 17th. So now the Ducks win. Everyone gets fried chicken yesterday. So because the Ducks score 5 goals. So the Ducks win this game 5-2 to close out this week. Oh, before the podcast, I should say. But all around, good week and everything. I mean, we had a couple hiccups, but we finished strong. The Ducks did outshoot Vancouver 25-24. The Ducks win the faceoff percentage 55-45. Both teams were over on the power play. The Ducks got out blocked, and the Ducks did win the giveaways. And so far in the season series, Vancouver won the first game. The Ducks have won the second game, each team scoring 5 goals. So we go to the 3 stars. Frank Vatrano was the number 3 star with 1 goal. Cutter, also the number 2 star with 1 goal. And then Ryan Strome, the number 1 star with 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points.
And they want to trade him.
There's talks, or they're listening. I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I like him, so.
I do too.
So, on to the most horrible game of the week. Kings of Dallas. And what's funny is we were looking for the first time ever a sweep for a season series with Dallas. Did it happen? I guess we'll find out. So let's go to the scoring. In the first period, at the 4:21 mark, Jason Robertson got his 25th from Harley, his 22nd, and Hintz his 17th on a snapshot to put Dallas up 1-0. Then one of the bright points is Warren Fogle got his 17th from Deneau, his 26th, and Anderson his 10th at the 6:44 mark on a snapshot to tie the game 1-1. Then Tanner Jeannot gets a double minor. So Dallas is on the power play, and Matt Duchene gets his 24th from Hintz, his 18th, and Robertson his 33rd to put Dallas up 2-1 at the 11:59 mark on a tip-in. So it's now 2-1 Dallas.
You know what sucks about that power play goal? They score. It was a double minor. The penalty.
They scored with 1 second.
Yeah, and so
left on the first penalty.
So they still had a whole another power play, pretty much.
Yeah, which led to the next goal, but it wasn't on the power play. It was like maybe 45 seconds after the power.
11.
Second. What?
11 seconds.
Was it 11 seconds? Okay.
Yes, because the Jeannot high sticking double minor happened at the exact 10-minute mark.
Perfect. Thank you. But Logan Stankoven got his 8th from Lindell, his 16th, and Sam Steele, ex Mighty Duck, his 14th to put Dallas up 3-1 to end the first period. We go to the second period, and I do believe they're really working on this guy's contract because he's a young guy who I think is going to be a superstar for Dallas. Wyatt Johnston got his 18th on the power play. Another power play goal, Cody. Another power play goal. With from Hintz his 19th and Harley his 23rd. Dallas is up 4-1. Then Trevor Moore got his 11th. It's nice to see Trevor Moore starting to play again. I mean, because he's been pretty silent this season after having his breakout 31-goal season last season. Got his 11th unassisted on a wraparound shot at the 13:51 mark to bring the Kings within 4-2. Then we go to the third period. Logan Stankoven got his 9th from Hintz, his 20th, and Robertson his 34th on a backhanded shot at the 4:06 mark of the third period to put Dallas up 5-2. And then not a shorthanded goal. We have a power play, and they give up a shorthanded goal to ex-Mighty Duck Sam Steele, his 6th, and it was unassisted to put Dallas up. Final score 6-2. Let's go to the stats. I'm sure that's going to tell us why we got our. Some of it tells us why we got our butts handed to us. The shots on goal were close: 32 for Dallas, 31 for the Kings. Face-off circle, we were 59%. They were only 41. But here's where the big difference right here. Kings 0 for 4 on the power play. Dallas 2 for 3 on the power play. We did out-hit them 28-15. Block shots were close. Dallas 16, Kings 15. Here's another reason we lost 6-2. Giveaways. Dallas had 9. Kings had 22 giveaways. Now, we did beat them in the takeaways 10-3, but that really didn't make much of a difference. I don't see how there could be a King in the 3 stars, and there isn't. Sam Steele, with a goal and assist for 2 points, was the 3rd star. Stankoven was the 2nd star with 2 goals and 2 points. And Rupe Hintz was the 1st star with 4 assists and 4 points. So Now the nice thing is on our predictions, Cody, we were both 50% each instead of both of us 0 for whatever or 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. We were both 50%. So maybe that's a tide turner. You are
Yeah.
now at 22 and 27, and I'm at 27 and 22. And I guess we're going into predictions, right?
Yep. Predictions.
So am I going first?
You go first.
Or are we doing player of the game first or player of the
Oh,
week?
player of the week.
Okay. For the first time ever, and I didn't even realize it, I have 3 players. I had a hard time picking. I really thought it was going to be between Byfield, who led the NHL in assists this week, and Kevin Fiala, who was like first or second in goals. But the guy who was consistently scoring every game also was Warren Fogle. So my kings of the week are Byfield, Fiala, and Fogle.
Okay. Mine is. I had a hard time choosing this one. A lot of players had great weeks, but there was one player that stood out. He had 1 goal and 4 assists. It's funny because I couldn't decide, so I gave my wife Christina options. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna just tell you the stats." Of course, if I would have told her their names, she wouldn't even know who I was talking about. Um, but I just said, "Hey, here's what they did this week. You pick the player of the week," and she's like, "All right, pick the guy with the 4 assists," and that is Jackson LaCombe. So he is my player of the week. And he's looked good on defense. He's like I said, 1 goal and 4 assists. I mean, he had the most points out of anyone else this week. So he is my player of the week.
Okay, so uh, tonight at 5 o'clock, the Kings are playing St. Louis, and they will be playing them 3 times in 8 days.
Yeah, I saw
Talk
that. I'm
about
like,
getting the series
whoa.
over in a short period of time. So they're playing tonight at St. Louis. I have the Kings winning this game 3-2. Then they're playing the Bedards on Monday in Chicago, and I have the Kings winning that game 6-2. Please, guys, do not lose to Chicago. Please. I am really going out on Cody's limb, which has been really I've been falling off that limb almost every week. So hopefully this is a change. But we're going to be playing St. Louis at home on Wednesday. And I have the Kings winning that game 4-2. So we only have 3 games this week. So on to yours.
All right, so the Ducks have 4. So tonight I'll be at the game for the Ducks versus the Bedards. That game's at 7 o'clock. So if you're there, let me know. Hit us up in the DMs, and maybe we could do a meetup. I'll bring some stickers for people. But I'm predicting a 4-1 win for the Anaheim Ducks tonight. Then on Tuesday, the Ducks do a 2-game road trip, a nice short little road trip too. The first game's in Edmonton, and I'm predicting a 5-2 loss to Edmonton. And then on Wednesday, on the back-to-back, I'm predicting a 4-2 win against the Vancouver Canucks. And then on Friday, the Ducks are home against St. Louis, and I believe this is Cam Fowler's first game back in Anaheim since the trade. And I'm predicting a 3-1 win for the Anaheim Ducks.
Wow, you're predicting a 3-1 week for them. And I'm predicting a 3-0 week for the Kings. So hopefully our local teams will pad mine and Cody's stats on predictions.
That would be nice.
It would be nice if you lost that second game though and beat those stupid Oilers, because
The Ducks always struggle against the Oilers, though. That's the thing.
but they've been playing mostly a lot better than earlier in the season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
So
All right. Do you want to do deadline talk or race? Oh, let's do race for Gretzky because it should be pretty quick. The race for Gretzky's is very narrow right now. Wayne Gretzky currently has the most goals with 894 goals in his career. Alex Ovechkin right now is at 883 currently, unless he nope they're not they're playing right now, but it's an intermission.
No, and he hasn't scored a goal.
No, I have it like literally saved on my computer right now, just not watching it, just seeing the game center thing.
Okay.
So currently, let me go back to that. He is 11 away from tying and 12 away from beating the record. So he's really close. Really close. So do you think he's going to beat it this year?
He would have already done it if he hadn't
Broke his leg.
Broke his leg.
Yeah.
At 39 years old, oh my God. What a resurgence from last year.
Agreed.
I know people, especially in Canada, are not wanting him to beat Gretzky's record. I mean, nobody wants anybody to beat Gretzky's record, especially someone from a different country.
Yeah.
But the guy's a talent. He's a class act, even though he's Russian.
Yeah.
So I mean, kudos to him for
Yeah.
what an awesome career. I mean, because even if he beats Gretzky's goal scoring, he's not a better player than Gretzky was.
No.
Gretzky's the greatest player ever to play the game.
Agreed.
By a long shot. I mean, it's as big as anything. Him to the second guy is a huge difference. So,
do you think if Gretzky was playing in our era, would be as good as he was back then?
I think he'd been as good. Would it have accumulated the same amount of points? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have to realize when they were playing, they weren't calling interference very often.
Yeah.
So they had to get through all that. So that wasn't a problem. But I think the goalie pads were smaller back then. So it was more goals we're going to score.
Not as technical and everything.
But then again, if he would have been born, 30 years later, I think he'd still be the scoring leader in NHL. Yeah. I mean, the guy had it, whatever that is.
Yeah.
He was one of those, major it players that just has it and it just works for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't the biggest guy, but he could see things happen so far in advance. It was incredible to watch him play. So,
yeah.
And I think he would be the first person to congratulate Ovechkin if he beats him. So,
oh yeah. So, all right, trade deadline. So I got here the TSN trade bait board.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's been updated or not. I don't think it has. No, so this is updated as of February 28th. Number 1 on the list is Brock Nelson from the New York Islanders. Are they trading him? What do you think? And where do you think he's going?
I don't think he wants to go anywhere.
I see him going to 2 places. Winnipeg and Minnesota.
Minnesota needs a forward.
Yep, and he's from Minnesota, too. I mean, this is also me just also hearing just Frank Saravelli. He's great when it has nothing to do with the Ducks. So,
Okay.
So number 2, Brock Besser, Vancouver, right wing. What do you think? Do you think he's getting traded, or is he extending in Vancouver? Or is he just staying as a rental?
I have a feeling he might get traded because they don't seem to have the team chemistry to win.
Yeah.
And the only way you fix that is to get players that fit the chemistry. I mean,
Agreed.
that's not the easiest thing to do. Where he might go, I mean, obviously he could go to Minnesota for sure because they need a forward.
And he's from Minnesota too.
But I mean, because that was the one of the guys I talked about going to the Kings, but they think that might happen during the off season more than at the trade deadline. So,
Well, he's a UFA, so he would sign with the Kings then.
yeah.
All right. Mikko Rantanen is number 3.
You know, I could see him being a rental if you could get him cheap enough, but
Yeah.
I can't. If he doesn't sign with Carolina, I would think maybe a straight trade for him with someone, maybe like the Ducks who have room for him. I mean, there's only so many teams that have room for him.
Yeah.
But that might be. I mean, is he a UFA?
Yeah.
I can't see Carolina letting him go. So they may make a trade, and it may be something where they don't get their full value for him, because he could be a rental someplace else. And then, I mean, unless he gets the money he wants, I think he might go UFA even if he's a rental.
Yeah.
So
So we do have one trade already. I forgot to mention this. The New York Rangers and the Colorado Avalanche have made a trade today. Colorado receives Ryan Lindgren, Jimmy Vesey, and the rights for Hank Kempf. And in return, the Rangers acquire Calvin DeHaan, Juuso Parssinen, and 2 conditional picks. The 2nd round draft pick and a 4th round draft pick. The conditions are: the 2nd pick is Colorado sends the better of their own or Vancouver's 2024 4th round pick. Oh, sorry, and then the 2nd round pick is Colorado sends the better of Carolina's or New York Rangers 2nd round pick. So that's the trade that we just had this morning, and we already talked about Gustav Nyquist already got healthy scratch for trade speculation, so there could be more trades coming. You never know. So
probably going to happen. There's going to be some trades. We know that.
Yeah. So who would you like for the Kings to get?
Oh, well.
Okay, like realistically.
Take a quick look at this.
All right, while you're doing that,
I would, ex-Duck Ricard Raquel is a goal scorer. He's got 25. He'd be like second on the Kings, I think, because I think Kempe has that beat by a couple goals.
Yeah.
He could be one, but I mean, then again, what's his hit? $5 million. It's a possibility
if you can get them to retain, but he also has like 5 years left for Raquel. Yeah, there's been talks about Raquel going back to the Ducks.
He's got 3 years left.
Oh, 3 years left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been talks about Raquel going back to the Ducks. Like we said earlier, there was the Rantanen, there's Kyrou. It all depends on what we get. As long as we don't, I don't think we should be buying for rentals this season. That's not what I want. We're already doing kind of like what I wanted us to do. They, be in competitive games more towards the end of the year. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Don't waste future assets for rentals like that. So So what I would do is if you're going to buy, we would be what we call soft buyers and buy for the future. So like Kairu, Rantanen, Raquel, those are players that have like if you're going to get Kairu, I think Kairu has term. I don't remember how much. I could look it up. And then what's the other one I'm thinking about? What's it? Jordan Kairu has his cap hit is 8.1 for 8 years. So I think did it just start? He's in year 2 of it. So right now. So like I said, he's already signed long term. Raquel has, you said, 3 years left. If we get for Rantanen, I would only do it is if we extend him right away. Because the only way Rantanen or players are getting 8 years is if they're on their team before the trade deadline ends. After that, if you want to sign a player that's on another team, the max you can give them is 7 years. So I did ask on Instagram for people to send in their predictions or pretty much what they want for what they think the Ducks and Kings should do for the trade deadline. Chris from Late Arrivals, thanks, Chris. He says Lundestrom gets dealt by the season. I don't know if he means by the deadline or by the off season, but I think he's an RFA. So if I'm guessing, it's more this season, like the trade deadline. So he thinks Lundestrom can get traded. I can see Lundestrom getting traded.
But I like Lundstrom. I like the way he plays.
I do too, and I think he should stay and just be. He's a good fourth line center. He's someone that you can rely on being in that fourth center, that 4C role.
Yeah.
But the Ducks trading, I say Dumoulin for sure, just so we could shore up the defense core. That way, Minty or Zellweger are not getting scratched every game. We can have all three of them playing, or both of them playing. Next one, Fabry, maybe. He's a maybe. I don't think anyone's going to take him though. And then I think the Gibson trade is going to be more of an off-season trade now. If I had to guess, it's going to be more of a off-season trade where teams kind of have more idea what's going on with the salary cap. They have more space, more assets, and everything. Better idea of what they want to do for the next season. And then who's the other? Zegras is not getting traded unless it's the only way I see Zegras getting traded is if we go for like Kairu or Rantanen. So, like I said, I don't see them doing anything else other than that. See, he's a right wing and a center. Kairu is, but like I said, that's the only way I would do Kairu. I don't know if I would trade Zegras for Kairu. It depends. But for Rantanen, it depends. Like I said, all depends on the deal. So, but you have anything else?
How about a trivia question?
Go for it.
Who holds the record for the most points in a game?
Are you talking about in the history of NHL?
Yes.
Isn't it 8 points?
No.
No.
But is that well, I guess you could say it could be a two-part. How many points was it, and who did it?
You're talking about like every team, every player ever.
Yeah. I have a feeling you're never going to get it.
What era did this player? Obviously, probably before I was born, because that's the only time that's really ever this stuff happened.
Let me look that up real quick.
You did great on your homework.
Just like you.
I did better. I still couldn't find the.
He He is currently 74 years old. He was born in 1950. So
Okay.
he's from it's a little bit of a hockey family.
Just tell me, because I'm obviously
Oh,
not going to get it.
Okay, so it was 10 points. It was Daryl Sittler. He had 6 goals and 4 assists.
Okay, I've heard Daryl Sittler before,
Yeah,
but I would have never guessed that.
yeah. And I have one for the fans.
Okay.
Who has the NHL record for the most hat tricks in one season? And Cody, make sure you put it in the notes next week that we give the answer. And they can sit there and send it to us however they'd like, by email, by Instagram.
Or joining on the live stream and telling us.
You can do it right now and I'll give you the answer.
Okay. Over under. I'm gonna go 1.5. Trades for the Kings. Do they think they make more than 1.5 trades?
No.
Okay, major, like not AHL kind of trades. Like
I know, not like what happened where they got
Yeah.
the defenseman for the forward.
mhm.
I think at the most they make one trade
I'm going. I'm gonna go on the over
on the Kings.
for the Kings. For the Ducks, for
I would go on the over
the Ducks, I would definitely go over.
because I mean I see them.
Yeah, Dumoulin, Fabry, maybe Gibson. Maybe them acquiring someone for the future. Who knows? We could see Lacombe getting traded all of a sudden, or Zellweger, or Minty. You never know.
I think Lacombe is a no.
Yeah, but
He's their best defenseman right now.
yes, he is.
Oh, I had another one. Do you know, as of 2 days ago? I'm not going to talk about the games for the last 2 days.
Okay.
Who was leading the NHL in hits or blocks? Never mind, blocks.
Truba or Gudis?
It was Truba.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He had 155.
Wow.
There was somebody right behind him though, so he does have value. I know you didn't feel like that when it first all started, but he does have value.
No, I'm not. I know. Like I said, I think it was more of the trade than him. Us giving away assets to acquire someone to help the Rangers get that cap.
Pardon me.
That's what bugged me. I didn't care about Truba, coming over or not. It was just the trade part is what bugged me. We took the full $8 million cap hit, and we traded away a 4th round and Vakanainen for him. We got nothing else in return. We didn't get a draft pick. We didn't get a prospect. Nothing. That's what pissed me off about the Truba trade. But all right, we're at an hour and 40.
I guess it's time to
get out of here.
Get out of here. Got things to do.
I know. I gotta start getting ready. We're gonna leave around 2:00 to head over to our friends, and then we're gonna drive over there.
Who's going with you?
Sydney and her husband CJ.
Okay, don't know them. So, all right. Well, you guys have fun.
Yes, but before we get out of here, everyone, please don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Blue Sky, Threads, and everything. Please, it's at Royally Quacked for all of those. If you want to join us on the live stream, you can join us on Twitch, YouTube, or follow us on Facebook as well, or Instagram. I'm trying to post it live on there. That's where we got a lot of our comments too. Let me see. Do we have any other comments? Nope. So if you want to join the live stream, please. We're usually on every Saturday or Sunday morning. Next week will be a little different because my dad has morning plans, but we will be back on Saturday evening next week.
Yeah, I'm helping out this, even though I am a senior chair. I've officiated 15 years high school volleyball, and I'm doing chair volleyball for the seniors next Saturday morning. So I did it last year. It was a lot of fun. I want to do it again. It just sometimes they need to have fun too.
Yeah.
So
We may be going live. We'll do for like a little trade deadline recap of everything. We'll probably maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock on Friday, probably around that time. Maybe we'll see.
sounds good.
We'll post something up and let you guys know if we're gonna go live on Friday or not. For just that's just be just trade deadline talk. There should be, unless the only news we'll probably won't even talk about Ducks or Kings trade unless it's a big trade, like a franchise altering trade kind of thing.
Somebody gets ranting in.
Yeah, someone gets Ranton in, or if the Ducks get Kyrou, or something like that. But please, if you're listening on just a regular podcast, please just give us a follow on and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. We'd really appreciate it. Just the more the merrier. We would really like to get to at least 25 followers by the end of the season. That would be help subscribers. That would help us out a lot. Let's put it that way. You can continue listening on and downloading the episodes on Spotify, Apple, and all that. Yes, Adam, I know you already follow us. Adam's on the Instagram live. Yes, Adam, we know that.
Hi, Adam.
But just everyone, just go follow us on and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. We'd really appreciate it. And then you could join us on the live stream, like like my mom, grandpa, and now Adam. You guys all know Adam. You've seen him now. And he says hi, Gary. So,
but we'll have Adam on again.
Yes, I'd love to have that, especially since the Four Nations. We can always go back on how that went down too, and everything.
Yeah, he was part of the pre for that. We all made our predictions, which nobody was right.
Yeah. I was probably the most wrong on that because I predicted Sweden just because of Carlson mostly, and I wanted to be a little different. Also on Apple, please leave us a rating and a review. If we have any reviews, if you leave one, I will read it right here on the live stream on the podcast. And then we now have comments on Spotify, so you can leave us a comment on Spotify and leave us a rating there too as well. We'd very much appreciate it. Like I said, we just like having fun. We like doing this. We love talking hockey, especially about the Ducks and Kings. And Adam says you don't want to get me want me to get started on the Four Nations. All right, so we'll see you next week, Adam. Then we'll have you on then. So that way we can get you started on the Four Nations.
It'll be a little later next week.
Yeah, a little later. So
and also the following week because I will be on vacation in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're going to try to do it at 10 o'clock Pacific time. It'll be 12 o'clock Central time.
Adam said. So maybe we may have a guest star next week. Who knows?
Yeah, we need either him or Eric. We haven't had Eric on in a while either. I don't know how busy he is and what his schedule is.
We need to have Eric and his fantasy hockey advisors on with us too.
Yeah, he's in first place.
Oh, he is. Oh, wow. I haven't been paying attention. So, but thank you everyone for joining us on the live stream. Again, thank you to Mom, Grandpa, and Adam. Now, I'm glad you joined us late, Adam. But hopefully, we'll catch you next week and everything. So, you have anything else to say?
Go Kings, go!
All right, and let's go Ducks. And I'll see you guys tonight at the Honda Center. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.